Howdy, here is Bonnie, your podcast host. Before we dive into this episode, I want to introduce you to my heartfelt and transformative novel, It Was Here. Dive into the captivating story of Harrison Selick, a 41-year-old divorced man navigating the complexities of love, loss, and self-discovery. In this beautifully crafted tale, Harrison's journey of rebuilding his life after a devastating divorce unfolds with raw emotion and unexpected twists. Join him as he grapples with his past, embraces the present, and embarks on a path to rediscover true love. But that's not all. Immerse yourself further in the world of It Was Here with our exclusive merchandise. We have a range of stunning postcards, posters, and stickers inspired by the novel, allowing you to carry a piece of this extraordinary story wherever you go. Side note here, there is an offer box available, and there you get everything. There you get a signed hardback copy and all of the merch. So yeah, listeners, get ready to be captivated by It Was Here and its compelling exploration of love, forgiveness, and the beauty of second chances. Don't miss out on this remarkable journey that will leave you feeling inspired and touched. To get your hands on the book or the author books, and of course our fabulous merchandise, visit the website at thecrylounge.com, or it's also linked in the bio. Discover a story that will stay with you long after you've turned the final page. I promise. Get your copy of It Was Here today. Howdy everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bonnie's Legends. Welcome to another episode of our music, exclusively for music. Wait, what? This is what comes when you haven't recorded an intro for a very long time. Welcome to my music section, or Pretty New Music, where I'm interviewing every Saturday a new an artist about their new single. Now we've got it. And yes, so this is my attempt to stay consistent again. I've been gone for a while, and then I tried to come back very slowly last December, and I'm very excited to announce that I have now time and passion again to come back fully to this podcast. So please hold me accountable for this. Today's episode features Ginger Rodriguez. I apologize first and foremost that I pronounce all Spanish words in this episode wrong. I have to say, I mentioned here that I have a Spanish trip coming up. Very funny that I have now one coming up again. I'm going to Barcelona again. And last time I was hoping that maybe my Spanish will be better when I'm coming back, but I have to say, I'm sorry. No, not really. I'm very bad at Spanish. Anyway, so we have Ginger Rodriguez with us today, and we're talking about her new single. Well, yeah, It's 1.5 months ago. She released her new single called La Rosa de Guadalupe. Yay! And I was really excited for this single because I really loved the previous single she released called Leo, and I just love her music. I love her music since I discovered her album Melancholia, and Crying in a Cool Way was a banger. And yeah, I was really excited for should we try it again? Yeah. La Rosa de Guadalupe. I was very excited for it, and felt really honored when she gave me the soundtrack, like the SoundCloud link to listen to it before everyone else. Thank you. And yeah, she's an icon. She's a legend. She is the moment. Is this what he's saying? No, she is a legend, and she's so talented. And really, if you like Madonna, Charlie XCX, or Prince, she's all of them merged as Ginger Rodriguez. She really is. So I don't want to say I've said enough. So I hope you really enjoy this episode, and yes, check out my novel. Check out my novel, the ad I recorded very last minute here. I hope you liked it. And check out my novel. It's called It Was Here. It's a pretty beautiful story, and I hope you have fun listening to my conversation with Ginger. We talked about everything. We started talking about her singer, and then we just went off topic so many times, and I really loved talking to her. And also, I may be announcing something in here that I did not think I would so soon. So you definitely have to listen to it now. And also, she announces her new album. She announces the name and the theme. You should definitely stay on. So have fun listening to this. Stream Ginger's music and support indie artists as always. Bye. Well, not bye, but like, have fun listening to this. Howdy, I have Ginger here.
Hello, it is me.
Yes. So, we have Ginger Rodriguez here on the podcast.
Yes. Howdy, y'all.
Yeah, it's such an embarrassment that I can't speak Spanish. Like the original, like your last name is Spanish, right? So it's like, because my brother is living in Spain and I have absolutely no skills in Spanish.
Honestly, it is okay. Like it's very sad, honestly. Like I am Mexican American, but like I am not even very fluent, and like I spoke more Spanish as a kid than I do now because I've lost it, and I honestly I want to learn. I think I'm gonna try and like get back into it. And re-immerse myself in my culture a bit more. That's honestly why I've been like writing more songs with more Spanish lyrics and like more like Latin like grooves in my music. But it is okay. I literally do not shame anybody, and I think I honestly just appreciate it that people like will try like something like out of their comfort zone, whether it be like new music that they don't traditionally like listen to, or like even like speaking a new language or anything. Like I think like appreciating different cultures is like a really cool thing. So no worries.
Okay. Do you want to do the Bonnie's Legends check?
Oh, okay. Wait, what is this? I actually don't know what this is.
This is like, this is basically a game where I ask you 5 questions, which I ask everyone else. And it's just basic, simple questions to get to know you better.
Perfect. I am ready.
And they're like icebreakers also a bit. So
okay.
Good. Yeah. The first question, what's your name?
My name is Ginger Rodriguez. Nice. That's my name. Yeah.
Nice. When's your birthday?
My birthday is April 7th. I am an Aries.
Who's your legend?
This is such a hard question because there are so many people I can think of. And I will say I am thinking of like artists that have like shaped me in my life. I will say this is hard. You know, I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it. No, I don't know. Bonnie, this is hard. Just one person.
Well, you know, I did a podcast.
I
did. So you can also like drop multiple ones. Like if you cannot narrow it down.
Okay. Because I just have to. There's just so many different people who have shaped me, and but I think like I would just say like David Bowie or Prince or Elton John, like the like glam rockers for sure. And like, but then also like Madonna or Diana Ross, Tina Turner, Donna Summer, like Whitney Houston, Lady Gaga, like so even now, like there's so many like wonderful artists out there that like still inspire me. Like Janelle Monáe, like I have so many people I can name. Like honestly, like it's such a hard question for me because I'm just so inspired like all the time by so many artists and so many people out there. And those are just like musicians. Like I'm inspired by like actors. I'm inspired by philanthropists. I'm inspired by like everybody. Like I literally last night I met this man. He just lived on the side of the road, and I was just talking to him, and he was telling me about his life in Austin, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been here since like 1976." He said, and he said he came here for the music. And we have an artist called Willie Nelson who's famous for being an Austinite. He said, "Yeah, I came here and I saw Willie Nelson, and he told me about all the music artists he saw, and like even him, he inspired me because I think it's just so cool. Like I loved getting to hear people's stories, and I love learning about the culture, and I love how I just love learning. I like I feel like everybody's stories have shaped me, and everybody's art has shaped me, and yeah, it's really hard, but I feel like glam rock, like Prince, David Bowie, Elton John, I'll give it to them. I'll say those are my legends. I'll give it to them. But I have like so many other other people as well.
They're good. They're good. They're gonna love it.
Yes.
When you like name drop David Bowie, I just wanted to clap. I was like, yeah, David Bowie is.
Yeah. And like literally like his guitarist, like I don't know if you know who Nile Rodgers is, but Nile Rodgers like was literally the guitarist for like all of these people. So honestly, he's like a legend as well. Because I was like, I've learned like all of these people's songs, and I was just like, I was learning like how to play the guitar riffs and everything. I was like, this is just all Nile Rodgers, and I was like, this man was booked and busy. Good for him. But yeah, I would love to learn from that. Also, Nile Rodgers. I think he's on TikTok now, which also good for him.
Really? I didn't see that. There are a lot of when I like Rolling Stone, like when the Rolling Stones, like when they said they're coming on TikTok, I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
It's good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. But that was like my reaction when I was like, David Bowie. He's good.
Yeah, basically ask you the same thing because I know you've had this podcast for a while now, and so I know you've probably have said multiple people, but I guess currently who is your legend?
Yeah, so my mom asked me this question because when I started this podcast, she was like, "Well, what is your answer to this?" And like, yeah, you can interview multiple people, but like, who is your legend? And it was a tough decision, but I actually narrowed it down to one person. And it's Roy Orbison. It's the musician. That's the artist I called myself after too. So it's like he was a genius, you know. So, I actually did also like We did an English class. We did the Southern States of America.
Oh,
And we had to do presentations on something that was like, from the Southern States. And I chose Roy Orbison, and I was just like giving a 50-minute presentation of like why like he shaped like songwriting, like the music industry so in so many ways. And like at the end I dropped it. I was like, he was like so influential that even artists call like calling themselves after him, like Roy Black, who was a German singer. He died around the same time like Roy Orbison, but he was like at the same time of Roy Orbison. He called himself after Roy. So
yeah.
like, and then I was like, and Bonnie Orbison.
I did not know
Because
that. That's very
yeah,
sweet. Oh, thank you for
yeah.
sharing that with me.
Yeah,
Honestly,
you're welcome.
wow.
Thank you for asking me. No one
Yes,
ever asked me this.
of course, yes.
Yeah. No, my mom was like literally, she was like asking me this, and she was like, it's fine if it's not me and it's your brother. Because my brother is like so influential. And I was like, well, actually, it's none of you. Like,
Neither.
it's neither. That
Yeah,
was an awkward moment, but she got over it. I mean, she already knew she would not be it. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
I love
yeah.
my family, but they're
Yeah.
yeah,
Same. It's like I love my family, but I love listening to David Bowie.
yeah. Sorry, sorry to
No.
them, but did they make Let's Dance? I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Next question is what this is gonna be such a hard question too. But like what is if you had to choose a song, like what is your theme song for your current life chapter?
My current life chapter. You know what? Let me see. I have a playlist right now of things I'm listening to.
Nice.
Um, I feel like right now I'm in a place where I'm like feeling I'm not in I don't have a partner, but I am feeling in love. Um,
Yes. I get
um
that.
I feel like ABBA's "Lay All Your Love on Me" is like my song right now.
Ooh, I love this.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, so
Such a good song.
yes, that is my song right now. Um I wish I had more of an explanation.
No.
Honestly, that's just me. I will say I have been kind of obsessing over Pedro Pascal a little bit
Yeah.
too much, and I'm hoping somehow he will fall in love with me. But if he doesn't, it's his loss. So, oh well.
Yeah. Well, it's better than like, I don't know, crushing over dead rock stars from like the
Yeah,
70s.
yeah,
What I always catch myself to do. So
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Totally get it.
yeah.
Next question is also music related. What's the song that just takes your breath away by how good it is every time you listen to it?
Oh. Go back and I have to go back to my playlist. Let me see.
Yes.
Um, there are so many good songs. I feel like even just staying with ABBA, so many good songs. Like I didn't realize how honestly their discography is quite small if you think about it, but they just have
Yeah.
hit after hit after hit. So it's just amazing. Um You know what I'm gonna say, actually? I am going to say. I've said this song before when people have asked me. I am going to say Gone by Charlie XCX and Christina and the Queens.
Yes.
I when that song first came out, I just fell in love, and especially that breakdown in the bridge, it's
Yeah.
so fun, it's so cool, it hits so hard, and in the music video and even when they performed it live, you can see Chris and Charlie dance and have lots of fun. And like that's
Yeah.
exactly what I do. Like I am not a great dancer, but like I'm flailing my limbs. I am just having a great time.
Yeah.
And I really do love that song. I believe A.G. Cook did that breakdown and also produced the
Yeah.
song. And I think it's one of the best pop songs made, honestly, um,
Yeah.
this century. And maybe that's a big statement to make, but I feel like personally, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I'm a big, yeah. That's the song I choose. Yeah.
Nice. This goes out to Charlie
Yeah.
XCX.
Yes. Charlie,
Yeah.
XCX, Queen and the Queens. This goes out to you.
Today we're here to talk about your upcoming single. Well, for the listener, it's the new single.
Yes, yes. The song is called La Rosa de Guadalupe.
Before we go straight into that, I wanted to ask you if you can like introduce yourself a bit, tell me about your journey so far as an artist, what you released.
Of course. So yeah, once again, my name is Ginger Rodriguez, and I have been making music since I was about like 13, 14 years old, and I honestly just started um, like producing music like through GarageBand once I got a laptop.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And I just produced stuff and put it on SoundCloud and YouTube and like would share it with like my friends, um, and like recorded like my original music. And I started performing live at like 16 years old, and I would play bars and like clubs and stuff. And my parents had to come with me because I wasn't allowed to be there. And the like venue would make me have to wear like X's on my hands so everyone knew I was a minor, so no one would serve me alcohol. um, but yeah, so yeah, I've been doing this for a very long time now. I'm now 21, about to be 22 in April. Um, and so it's been a long time coming, and I'm currently working on my third album titled Pop Cult. And this album's about uh, basically like fame and religion and like I guess the religious aspects of celebrity culture and pop culture and sort of how
Ooh.
we kind of worship celebrities in a way. Uh,
Ooh.
so that's sort of like coming into play, and like I feel like this song really sort of sets that up well. And that's a bit about me.
Yeah, I have to say to that though, I've been following you since the sophomore album.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I remember listening to it when it like came out.
Yes, that was my song. That was my album Melancholy. That
Yes.
came out when I was 19 years old, and I that was a moment for me. Like I was going through it, I will say, because I wrote that like at the end stages of like near the end of like my high school years and like early
Mm.
like beginning I was starting university, um, and I was just very emo, very emotional, going through it. But I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful I wrote that album, and it was my like first time working with some management, and so they had helped me like reach out to like different publications, and like help me learn how to do that as well. So
Yeah.
very grateful to them, Lily and Steph, for helping me learn how to do that. Um,
Yeah.
but I've been doing this for a long time now, and I'm really grateful. And I know that there are some people out there who are like, oh, you're about to make your third album already, and you're not like famous.
Oh,
But I feel like for me, it's just like it's really not about that. It's like
yes.
it's just something I love doing.
Yeah.
And like
Exactly.
yeah, so like
Yeah.
I'm just proud to be making like something I love, and like it's really not about like the accolades or the awards
Yes.
or anything. So I'm just happy to be here, and I'm really
Exactly.
excited about this next album, and I'm really excited about this song. Even with this album, like I think I had like a preconceived idea. I will be honest, like I was really young, and I'm sure you also had these expectations for yourself as a
Mm.
really young person
Yeah.
as to like where you would be in your career. Because I thought like, you know, by like second album, third album, like I would maybe have like some sort of record deal or something. Because I was like, that's how the industry works, right? No.
Yeah.
But so I was like, because I was saving this album. I've had this idea since I was I think since 2013. I've had this idea since 2013. And I was like,
Wow.
I wanted to save it because I was like, I want to save
Yeah.
this for when I have a label, for when I have money, so I can execute it well. But then I released my first album, I released my second album, and then I was like, I kind of just realized this album is never gonna be made. Like if like I can't wait for anybody else, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I have to just make this album.
Yeah.
So that's also why I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
should.
so yeah, thank you. And I know you can relate because I'm sure I feel like our process is like very similar. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so very excited about this, and I'm also very excited about this song because even though I don't have the biggest budget in the world, like I did work with another producer on this song. He goes by the name Dibs, and he has worked on the song Roses with Carly Rae Jepsen and the song Soap by Melanie Martinez. And like with
Oh.
that kind of like discography, I'm like, okay, wow, like this
Yeah.
makes me feel more confident in myself, especially like with his feedback and he was just so kind and so supportive of me, and he was like, this is the best thing I've worked on in such a long time. And I was like,
Yeah.
that was, I honestly cried, like I cried when I
Yeah.
heard that, because I was like, I literally I feel like even though I'm a grown woman, I still feel like a kid sometimes, especially in this
Yeah.
industry. And I still feel like I'm navigating my ways
Yeah.
sometimes. And I was kind of like, oh wow, like I'm heading in the right direction. Um,
Yeah.
so and
That's
yeah,
cute.
he was also one of the people who was like, you need to go to LA, you need to start taking meetings, you need to start doing sessions. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. You got me. uh,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That's cute.
thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud of this song. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, uh I'm trying to figure out which question I'm gonna ask next. Yeah. Do you want to talk a bit about what the song's about? What inspired the track?
Yeah, so because I already knew the concept for the album,
Yes.
I wanted to write like a song um that introduced this character that sort of reflects me but is not entirely me, because I will say like it is sort of satire. Like I don't want to be mistaken as the character I'm writing about, because
Oh,
it's not
I feel like
exactly like it's not
I feel
exactly me.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel exactly this.
Yeah. um yeah, so I do want to put that out there, like, because there are some things I write in this album where I just don't want people to like misconstrue, like that's not
Mm,
me, like this is coming from a different point of view, like a different character.
yeah.
Yeah. um but it really is a song to like set the scene for the album, and something that I do. Granted, this is only my third album, but something that I've done before, and I think I might continue to do. Is that when I first start off an album, I like to uh, use elements from the last song of the last album and like transition them into the first song of the album I'm on. And so for Melancholy, for the album Melancholy, The American Dream ended with basically what was my song Limelight, transitioning into the soundscape of The American Dream, which sort of reflected what the album Melancholy was going to be about. And in my song La Rosa de Guadalupe, you can hear elements of my song Daylight, like, and then it sort of then the beat hits, and then it's like, whoa, we're in a whole new universe now. um
Nice.
so
Love
uh,
that.
Yes, I'm very excited for you to hear it. I will be sure to send you a link actually before the song comes out because yeah, excited for you to hear it. But yeah, so it's
Yeah.
one of those songs. It sets the scene, but even if you don't listen to the whole album, or if you're a new listener and you don't even know who I am, like I think you will still enjoy the song. And I think it's like a good blend of like still like alternative pop, but like still Latin influences. Because I know that when I released my last song, Leo, that was like fully in Spanish. That was something I really wanted to do, and I'm so glad I did it. But something I realized is that um, even though I know a lot more English speaking publications want to be more inclusive and include more like diverse music in their like press and like publications. I feel like it is more difficult for them to do that when it comes to like languages they don't know, which is understandable. So it was really hard, like even reaching out to like the indie publications who I've worked with in the past because they didn't really
Mm.
understand it and didn't think their audience would understand it. And like also like Spanish speaking publications didn't really want to work with it either for various reasons, whether it be I'm just not known enough and so they only want to cover like the bigger artists, or just
Gosh.
because no, yeah,
It's
or
like
yeah,
crippling
or
in my back. Yeah.
yeah, or it's just like not a very traditional song for many reasons. Because I've shown it to people before. It's a very it's not traditional. It's not traditional like sound wise, like sonically. Like I can't really group it in a Latin, like a specific Latin genre.
Mm.
And
Okay.
also lyrically, like it does discuss like my love, because I do consider myself like pansexual or bisexual.
Yeah.
Like I like gender really isn't like a thing for me. Like I just like if I
Yeah.
really just love somebody, like I love somebody.
Yeah.
um and so in that song I sort of discuss that. Like I talk about like loving a man and a woman. And
Yeah.
I feel like even though I do really love my culture, I feel like there are some things that are we're still working on, and I feel like
Yeah.
that might have been part of it as well. um
Okay.
but so um I just know that with that song it was just kind of difficult for it to really thrive in the way that I really wanted it to. And so for this song I was like, okay, I still want to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm but I did want to make it a little bit more accessible for at least I guess more English speakers. Um, but also because I'm
Hi.
also hi, I'm also an English speaker. Like I'm like literally like I'm an English speaker, so it's also for me.
Yeah.
It's also like the language I primarily write in, anyways. Um, but I still want to like I have like a few. I literally have just like a line in there that's in Spanish.
Yeah.
Like I still want to throw in like some things in there, like I to make sure like I still staying in my lane. I'm still doing what I'm doing, and like I'm not like compromising like my art. Um, but I think that this is a good like song. I think like anybody can enjoy. Um, but I say that, but also it might be controversial as well. Just because I do like have religious imagery in there, and like I compare
Yeah.
myself to like Guadalupe, which is like the Virgin Mary, which is like a very sacred religious
Mm.
icon to people.
Yeah.
So I think it's very funny being who I am because I'm like, I'm just trying to appease everybody. Meanwhile, I'm using very sacred imagery that people will easily
Yeah.
that will get that people can get easily offended by. So I mean well. I really do
Yeah.
mean well. I hope I really never try to offend anybody, and I that's
Yeah.
never my intention at all. Um,
But
but yeah,
yeah, I
but
get you.
yes,
I write poetry, and
yeah.
um I did the mistake. I wrote a love poem for a boy, and
Oh.
he was very Christian.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I used a religious image in it. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what it was, but like, it was like it was a religious image that can also be used in a very casual way, like not in a religious man
Yeah.
like means,
Yeah.
but because he's like very Christian, he like
Yes.
took it as a, and he
Yeah.
was so offended by it.
Yeah.
So I learned from that experience.
Yes. I too have learned from experiences.
Yeah.
But but yeah, because I remember I did, because for my album, like even though I'm still in the process of making it, I've like done some, I've already started making like some visuals for it, just like promote it, let people know like what I'm doing. Um,
Yeah.
and I did like a nun photo shoot. Um, and I really loved it. I thought it was so cool. I'm proud of, like, because I know like some people might like dress up as a nun for Halloween or something. Like that's not what
uh
I was doing.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like doing this very artistically. I'm not saying dressing up as a nun is bad. Do whatever you want. I don't care. But I just know like I was getting slandered on TikTok or Instagram, wherever, because of this. And I was just
yeah.
like,
But I
it's not
think the
that deep.
yeah. I think the problem is just because we're like people are consuming so much content and like fast-paced content as well. So
Yeah,
then when they just stumble upon a video and they're not even trying to figure out the context, like that's
yeah,
sometimes really, really annoying because they're just seeing something and think they have to put their opinion onto something they have no idea what it is. Like yeah, as you said, you used it in an artistic manner, and they were like, no, like you did not. And
yeah,
so yeah, the entitlement sometimes people have to like just comment anything under your videos, like
yeah. But I also like, even though I'm like I said, I love Gaga, I love Madonna. Honestly, like I, all of these, I feel like a lot of the people I love have like done a lot of like religious, like offended so many like religions.
yeah, I was literally thinking of Madonna.
But like I don't know, like even though I'm like
Yeah,
nowhere near them, not trying to compare myself to them, but I think about them, and like I like that's what really like makes me feel a bit
yeah,
more empowered and confident, and not like take these comments too seriously.
yes,
Because I can't imagine, because these are just like the comments on like TikTok or like the social media or whatever. Like I can't, cause like
exactly.
these people were like making music videos that were blasted on television for like the masses to like, like I'm not
Yeah,
dealing with that. And if I
yeah.
did, at least I'd have like these predecessors to like look up to, you know. Um,
Yeah.
so
And I think they did that. Like, I love the blonde, like I love the Blonde Ambition tour, and like
yes.
the Embed of Madonna documentary. That was just like
Exactly,
um
exactly. And so
yeah,
it brings me comfort, like seeing these people have done it, and they didn't do it to offend anybody. They
yeah,
expressed their art, and that's all I want to do. And they've inspired me, um, and so
yeah.
that's all
And
I'm
I
trying to
think Yeah, and I think they wanted, yeah, they also wanted to like pay like make a path for that with their move, like I mean, it's like always like someone has to start, and then if like people repeatedly do it, eventually people will be fine with it. So
do. Yeah,
it's like, yeah.
it definitely makes a statement, and that's something I want to do. I feel like, um, we're definitely in a weird space politically and socially, but I feel like, um just very conservative right now. And like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just kind of like, why is this so wrong? Like I don't know, like I feel like,
Yeah.
at least with what I'm doing, that's sort of what I'm trying to like, I don't know, share or sort of make people question, like why is my body so wrong? Like,
Mm.
because even with my nun like photo shoot, like I wasn't even really showing much skin, but like like a lot of these comments were just like terrified by it or whatever. And I'm like, but why is this so wrong? Or what is so wrong about sex? Or like like I don't know, like just all these different things
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Um,
There are so
and
many there are so many things get offended by, and it's just,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a tough thing. It's a
no,
tough
yeah,
thing,
and
and
yeah, nothing. Yeah,
it's really
nothing.
vulnerable putting out your art at
Yeah.
this
Oh,
age
for
and
sure,
time.
for sure.
Yeah,
And like nothing against religion, and like like I, I consider myself, I think like spiritual, and like I'd like to think that like um I can like create meaning for my life like in this world.
yeah,
Um and like um I have no problem with people like having like religion or whatever, but I just think it gets
yeah.
really tough when it becomes like when organized religion becomes like really like more political than it does about like being
Mm,
like kind and good people,
yeah, yeah.
But
I get that.
but yeah. But anyways, we don't have to talk too much about that because that can be a whole other podcast episode. But yeah, so this song is just, it really just reflects sort of this new girly who, she's a girl from Texas, like me, and she goes to LA and she becomes a star, an icon, and I take that kind of religiously because she becomes a religious icon. La Rosa de Guadalupe,
Oh,
a Madonna,
yeah.
a religious Madonna, like the actual religious Madonna. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah, I was wondering because like melancholy like was English, and
Yes.
like the English language,
Yeah.
and then suddenly when you put out Leo, I was like oh, this is something new, and then it was like it was so weird, but I never noticed that your name is like also Spanish before
Yeah.
that, so I was like, oh well, that actually makes sense. She also does Spanish songs, so
No, yeah. And
yeah, so
that's honestly exactly why I did it, because like
yeah,
I was making alternative pop music, and because that's what I grew up like loving. Like in middle school, like it was like Marina and the Diamonds, it was Lana Del Rey, it was Charlie
mhm,
XCX, like and Florence and the Machine, it was Arctic Monkeys in the 1975. It was like all of that,
yeah,
and that's what I started making, and I still love, that's like still like my genre for sure.
yeah,
But I kind of like realized, I was like, wait, I'm a Mexican American girl or woman now, and I feel like I don't really see that in the scene yet. And so I was kind of like, how
yeah,
can I incorporate this within the genre I make? And so that's why I was kind of like, okay, let me try to blend this in, because I haven't seen that before. Um,
yeah,
at least maybe it's out there, maybe it's just so underground that I just haven't seen it yet. Um, but I was like, I want to make this. So
yeah.
I was like,
And
let me.
I love the shift. I love the shift.
Thank
I
you.
was like,
Thank you.
hell yeah. I was like
Yeah,
supporting you.
thank you very much. And I
Yeah.
will say, like, I was like, Lana Del Rey sort of has some Spanish in her songs. She's not Latino, but I was like, she still kind of represents a little bit. Don't tell anyone I said that. But
No,
um,
it kind of, yeah. I
no,
mean,
yeah,
I get the vibe you try to
no, yeah, because she
bring
was.
over.
I remember in middle school, like I would listen to her songs, and so she would have like some, like Chicana like imagery and like stuff like that. And I, for when I was, granted, I was in middle school, I didn't know anything. I was like, oh, is she Latina? Like I was like, wow. Granted, now I know she's not,
Yeah.
but but stuff like that, I was like, oh wow. Anyways,
Yeah.
but she's also inspired me as well, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of see it. I kind of
Yeah.
see it.
While editing this, I mean, I knew we met up twice for this interview, and so while editing this, I was like thinking I can put it together, but we actually talk about a lot of good stuff this time, and the next time we want to. So I spontaneously decided we're gonna split this episode in 2 parts, and so thank you for listening to the first part, and stay tuned for the second part, which is coming out next week. Bye!
This podcast episode. Sorry. Okay. I'm not ready. This podcast episode is brought to you by The Cry Lounge. The Cry Lounge is an independent publishing company founded by this podcast host, Bonnie Hobson. The Cry Lounge transfers your daydreams onto paper. With 2 book releases the past 2 years, they are preparing to extend their service to other authors and other creators. To get more details and support this show, there's a link in the description you can check out. The Cry Lounge looks forward to meeting